Walk with me. I was just wondering, do you know those scenes that you see in movies and TV shows where the boss is like such a busy guy and he's like, he needs to talk to somebody, so he's like, walk with me, and then he's discussing the project or whatever it is as he's walking. Do you think that ever happens like in the real world? Wouldn't that be kind of odd if you were like in an office situation and your boss just up and starts walking? He's like, come on, walk with me, I gotta talk to you. How big is that office? And then at some point they're going to stop and they're going to get to like a destination and then probably have to continue that conversation. And wouldn't one of them kind of say, you know, if we just started the conversation here, we wouldn't have had to do all that walking business. Then there's the sidewalk walk. You usually see this on like HGTV shows where they're like remodeling a house or something. And then when it's all done, the owners of the house come walking up the sidewalk to see their house. And I'm always wondering, what, they don't have any parking right there? Where are they walking from? Did they have to park their car like down the street to get to their own house? Anyways, let's get back to walking with me. I want to show you something out here. Hold on a second, I gotta flip my camera around. Okay, that's how I open my gate here. By the way, this gate, when I made this, all of these pieces fit together really neatly. This is that wet wood that I got at Home Depot and it just shrunk up so much. Anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. This is where not in the junk here, this is our trash cans, but back here is these corrugated steel pieces that I've been saving for a long time. These used to be on the wall of Wyatt's bedroom, and they were like a place, you know, it was where you could hang magnets and things on them, but you know, I kind of outgrew that. So now I'm thinking about, I think what I want to do is make a couple of planters out of it. And by I want to do that, it means that my wife wants me to do that. And she's been asking me to do this for a long time. So what better time to do it now that I'm just totally locked down? Because I need to make a wooden frame for it, and those will kind of be like the sides of the box. Maybe I'll just make one box. Maybe I'll make two. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to cut that corrugated steel first. I guess I could just use my circular saw. I'd probably rather have an angle grinder, but I don't have one, but we'll see. Hey, look, like I mentioned in my last video, I've already edited those first 3 scenes. Anyways, I wanted to come over here to SketchUp. This is a project that I'm working on that I'll be coming out with maybe later this week. It's another puzzle project. Right now I'm just trying to get the dimensions down right. And these are 3 interlocking pieces, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. But what I wanna do now is start a new project. Let's do this. I use SketchUp 2017. Okay, here we go. Now I need to start designing those planter boxes. But you know, before I get into really designing something, I gotta give this some more thought out here looking at the actual stuff. So this is a piece of that corrugated steel, and it's, you know, 26 inches wide this way. So I had to decide, do I want those ribs to go up and down or this way? I don't want this thing to be very deep because that just is filled with dirt. It's too heavy and nothing needs to be that deep when we're just gonna plant some flowers in it. So probably what I'm thinking is that the actual planter will only be about this deep of dirt, and then it may look like it's deeper, but there'd be like a you know, a bottom inside of there, kind of like a fake bottom. When I was originally kind of thinking this through, I was thinking that I would just make cuts this way. Basically cross cut this thing, and then so all of the sides would go up and down, and then I wouldn't have to make any, I guess, rip cuts going this way. But that's a lot wider than I was thinking it is, and that would make, if I made that square, that would be like 26. I think that's just way too big. I don't know. I guess I'll just play around with it and sketch up some more and see what I come up with. Okay, I've been playing around with this for about, I don't know, 3 hours or so, and this is what I've come up with that I think I'm pretty happy with. The proportions look okay, and actually that corrugated steel is going to be a little bit smaller pieces than I was originally thinking they would be. So the idea here is that I'll just make these posts that hold up these 4 panels, and each of these panels will be built exactly the same, and then the corrugated panels will just get screwed onto the inside on this this little cleat that runs around in there. And then it's got this kind of false bottom on there. These are just boards, and then I'll put some landscape fabric in there to try to keep the dirt from coming through. But you know, it's got slots in it so that the water can drain out. So I think I'll make 2 of these. This is another way that I like to make cut lists for my plans in addition to using Illustrator. So this one, what I do is I just take representative pieces from the plans, like, you know, the posts here, and then all of the slats, the rails, the stiles, and then I just drag them over, make copies of them, and lay them out on kind of a map. So like this piece here, it represents a 1x4 piece, and then these are all 2x4s, and these are all at 8 feet long. So the white areas represent the kind of waste material that'll end up in your scrap bin. So these will be the posts here. Those are going to have to be laminated together, and these, of course, the shelf slats that sit down in there. SketchUp is really weird that you can't just, it prints out whatever the shape of the window is. So for like a 8.5 by 11 sheet, if you wanted to print this out, you have to scrunch this window down to like here, and that's exactly how I make my 2D renderings. First of all, I like to switch this over to kind of a white background because it looks better on a printed page, and then from there I can just export. I think this is the standard way that most people are making cut lists. I know there's a plugin you can get, and I tried it a couple years ago. Maybe it's better now, but it was really clunky, and it wasn't working well at all, especially when you combine plywood and solid wood. It just didn't handle that very well. Hey, I'd like for you guys to give me your recommendations on something. I'm looking for small woodworking channels with maybe just a few thousand subscribers, maybe who are just starting out. I guess it's kind of like my attraction to small independent movies. I like to see the innovation that's going on there rather than these huge movies and channels. Most of us already know about the big woodworking channel, so if you have a channel that you run yourself, let us know down in the comments. Or if you have a channel that you particularly like, let us know down in the comments. One request though, if you're plugging your own channel or somebody else's channel, don't include a link to it because it won't show up in the comments. Anything with a link just goes to my spam folder on YouTube. So if it's your channel, we can just click on your name and get to it. And if it's somebody else's channel, just include the name of the channel and we can all do a quick copy and paste search on YouTube for it. And if you're looking through those comments and you see any of those channels that you recognize or that you like, give it a thumbs up vote so all of those can kind of start to rise to the top. But I'd really like to see some exposure for some of these channels that are either just starting out or have some really good content, but not enough people are seeing them. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll get started on this tomorrow.